Let's get into it. We got Trump sitting down with Jesse Waters, asking some very tough questions and giving us some information about his perspective on the whole failed assassination. This is pretty big news, in my opinion. And you know why I like that Trump's asking the questions? Because they're going to get answered when he's going to be president. That's whoever needs to resign better resign quick, because he's going to be the president. And it's not going to be like JFK. Even with the JFK files, he's seen them up and down. You're not going to be able to hide this from him. He's gonna figure it out. He's gonna be able to go in deep. He's gonna be able to send JD Vance. Hopefully he has Vivek inside the cabinet in some way. They're gonna figure it out. So we'll see. So I'm going to be showing you Trump talking about that. Then I'm going to be showing you a theory. Not really a theory. These are straight up reports of a second shooter, which I found very interesting. And then we're going to show you a little bit about what's happening with the director of the Secret Service and her fate in regards to her career. Let's get into it.
We were monitoring this guy for an hour beforehand. Yeah. No one told you not to take the stage?
No, nobody mentioned it. Nobody said there was a problem. And I would have waited for 15. They could have said, let's wait for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 5 minutes, something. Nobody said, I think that was a mistake. How did somebody get on that roof? And why wasn't he reported? Because people saw that he was on the roof. I mean, you had Trumpers screaming. The woman in the red shirt, she was screaming, there's a man on the roof. And then other people said, there's a man on the roof who's got a gun. And that was quite a bit before I walked onto the stage. So you would have thought somebody would have done something about it.
Former President Trump saying for the first time exclusively to Jesse Waters Primetime that no one warned him not to take the stage, even though they knew there was a threat. And it was this guy almost an hour beforehand. The Secret Service under mounting pressure following the assassination attempt of former President Trump on Saturday. 1 week later, we still have very few answers about the shooter, the motive, and the stunning security lapses. Something we have learned, 20-year-old Thomas Crooks likely flew a drone over the fairgrounds in Butler, Pennsylvania, just hours before Trump took the stage in front of tens of thousands of people. Officials say the predetermined path suggests Crooks flew the drone more than once to scope out the event site. At least 4 congressional committees are planning to probe the security failures that allowed him to gain access to the nearby rooftop that he fired from. Republican Senator Josh Hawley says he's heard from multiple whistleblowers.
The idea that you could have all of this time elapse and nobody notices, no law enforcement notices he's on the roof. Whistleblowers tell me that law enforcement were actually on different channels, different radio communication channels. There were multiple different channels and they weren't coordinated.
We need answers. The director of the Secret Service, Kimberly Cheadle, expected to face tough questions when she testified.
Tough questions indeed. Oh man, she's gonna have to resign. I'm telling you. Let's move on. We got another second shooter. Now, just in regards to what we just heard, right? Nobody told Trump. So, you know, I'm no Alex Jones, right? Got a tinfoil Speedo on, all right? But they knew he was there for 60 minutes. No one told the president, Donald Trump, okay? Former, but that's just a formality for now. No one told him that this person existed. No one told him that this person could have a rifle and that he's 150 yards away. This is so... And then on top of that, the snipers didn't do anything. The police force didn't do anything. Secret Service didn't do anything. And Kim, the director herself, knew about all of this. Hey, is this a conspiracy? I don't think so. It just seems like they wanted a guy dead. I don't have to connect crazy dots. This is not out of the ordinary. Hey, it just seems like they wanted some kid to shoot Donald Trump. That's what it seems like. Am I out of order? YouTube? You gonna take this down? I'm not out of order, I don't think. They knew he was there. They have a sniper. The sniper saw this. That's what sniper saw. What? Snipers. That's what a sniper saw. And the sniper was like, should I do anything? And they were like, no. I think he's pointing at Donald Trump. Laying down on the ground. That's what he saw. They didn't do anything. What else is this other than they wanted Trump to get shot? What else is it? Can someone else formulate it for me? I don't know. And you know what? I was listening to a Joe Rogan episode, and he was talking about how they might recruit a kid that's a little downtrodden and frustrated, right? And then I thought of that BlackRock commercial, and I'm like, oh my God, did they like recruit him? There's so much to this right now. But just guys, if you see this, hey, tell somebody or tackle the guy, whatever you're comfortable with. Absolutely crazy. It's crazy that regular people, and here's the thing, here's how you really know something's going on. I'm going to move on to the next clip, the reports of 2 shooters. This is how you really know where Trump's priorities have lied throughout his presidency and where their priorities lie. By them, I mean they, the ones that allowed all this to happen. Secret Service, whoever you want to point it at, right? They. The people were telling Trump. They would have told him directly if they could have, but they were telling the police. They were telling the Secret Service. They were pointing. They were on top of it before the police. That shows that, again, you know, I know Trump's a Republican, I know, but very much a populist type of president, really looking out for the people. And it shows in the fact that the people were like, oh my gosh, I want nothing to happen to this guy. Hey, there's something going on there. The people in the deep state, let's just call it what it is. The people in the deep state were looking and they were going, nah, that seems fine. That seems fine. Bro, you're not going to tell me. You're not going to tell me they just let that slide because they're incompetent. Nah. It's getting too. I've realized through all my research, these people are not that incompetent. People really, they get off on that because they like that notion, you know, but these people are smart. They're smart. They don't get into these positions without being smart. Yes, they're cunning. Yes, they had to do some backdoor, shady, in the darkness things to get into these positions, but they're smart people. They're not getting into these positions because they're dumb. You know, there's no incompetence. I'm done with that. I'm done with that notion. That, for me, on this channel, incompetence is out the window. There's no way. You saw this? No. You'd have to be, no. I'm not even going to use the R word, but you'd have to be the R word in order to let that slide. Anyways, listen to this.
Hit the ground, and he kept standing. I was like, you got to get down, boy. You got to get down. They're going to shoot you. Because if they would have had like a machine gun, they could have taken us all out. So then we laid there for a while. We saw different places where the gunshots were at. And then they got President Trump down, Secret Service did, and they took him out of there and got him off of the stage. And he was bleeding. And so then my son and daughter-in-law was back behind us, back behind the fence. And we was worried about them. We couldn't call them. And so we started trying to go after them then when they finally let us up. And they had been right by the fence where the other shooter was. There was one I heard in the water tower. There was one by the fence.
And still, obviously, initial reports. But what we do know...
Hit the ground, and he...
That reporter brushed that off way too easily. You know what I mean? If I was that reporter, I would have been like, oh my gosh. So are you saying, I would have expanded on this. I would have been like, so you're saying that there was possibly 2 shooters? Is that what you're saying? Do you think, could you tell me where one was adjacent to the other? Were they close to each other? Where do you think one was? Where else could they have been? Did you hear anything from any other places? No, she just goes, these are initial reports, really. I have to go now. Bye. What? Oh my God. Just remember, deep state, all that stuff, they work with media just hand in hand. They really do. People are starting to figure it out. These are just initial reports, really.
Shooter was. There was one I heard in the water tower. There was one by the fence.
And still, obviously, initial reports. But what we do know.
You know how crazy that is to get that report on the ground and brush it off and be like, what we do know, and then look at your phone? So you guys can't see it. And then look at your phone and say, this is what we do know? Ugh, gross. So gross. Okay,
and
let's
I just
move on here.
screamed, it's the sniper, and he was firing down toward the water tower.
That's what we're hearing.
And yeah, and then at that same exact moment, there was a spray from the right side of the stage that I thought was some type of gas.
Mm-hmm.
Like, or not gas, but smoke. To blind,
sure.
Blind up front. And he said he heard it was gunfire hitting the hydraulic on the one track. So the gunfire was coming toward the stage.
Wow.
And then a few minutes later, there was a couple more shots down the hill, and that's when they started flooding and pushing everybody out. First crack of the gunfire,
wow. That is wild. So these are a few reports, and these are from days ago. I didn't even know this. Like, I heard that there was talk of that. I was talking to my brother about it. He was saying something about that, but I didn't see any reports. And then I found these, and then I wanted to look them over before I showed everybody. And wow, this is crazy. This is crazy to me. So, and here's the thing. And I was talking to my brother about this. Like, if there was two, what you would do is, and listen, I have no idea what you would do. I shouldn't even say that. But the first thing that came to mind for me was, you have one that's set up that's just this kid, and he's just a kid, it doesn't make sense, no social media. And then you have the other one that's a straight up professional, and then the professional maybe takes the shots, and the kid just kind of takes the heat, takes the shot, takes the death, takes the blame, takes everything. I don't know. Again, these are just reports, but the fact that they're from people who were at the rally holds weight to me. Now, obviously, they could be plants. They could be liars. I don't think so. That's just me, Let's get into what Kimberly actually, why she decided to not have anybody on that roof to, stop an attempted assassination on a former president.
Should that roof have been secure, period?
That building in particular has a sloped roof at its highest point. And so, there's a safety factor that would be considered there, that we wouldn't want to put somebody up on a sloped roof. And so, the decision was made to secure the building from inside.
Should that roof have been?
Yeah, you don't want anybody to slip and fall, right? You don't want anybody to slip and fall. And then in comes the 20-year-old kid with a ladder, and he just gets up on there, no problem. Just like this. Hey, There's just people inside the building. You hear footsteps on the roof? I don't know. It's too sloped. There's no one that could be on there. It's sloped almost 450 degrees. O'Brien, what do you think? Spider-Man's up there? All right. Let's drink this tea. Like, what? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? And how doesn't Secret Service have drones? They're speculating that this kid was flying drones around beforehand. How does Secret Service not have that? How is there not one guy with a drone that just goes around the perimeter all the time? Yeah, maybe that's a bit much. I'm a crazy person. But basically, what's happening with this lady now, and these are reports. She's a traitor, should be in prison. The reports are coming in saying that she is going to be resigning as soon as Monday. Right now, it is Saturday night, 10:30 p.m. So by Monday, she should be resigning. And honestly, no better course of action, because once Trump starts asking these questions, and you know what? You resign, you're still not going to get away. Now that Trump's asking these questions, he's going to get the answers. He's going to know. He knew when people were spying on his campaign. He figured it out real quick. Everybody thought he was crazy, and he was right. He knew that there was gang members coming in through the southern border. Turns out months later, he was right. This guy's on a good track. He is literally the Alex Jones of politicians. He gets a lot of things right. He's going to find out what you did. I don't know who did it, but he's going to find out. And I can't wait. I can't wait till Trump finds out. But that's what we have to look forward to. She's going to resign. Trump is asking these questions. These answers are going to come out sooner or later. The fact that there's reports of a second shooter is really baffling to me. I don't even know what to think about how that works. You know, I guess they're both just taking shots. And I guess once one of them gets shot and passes away, I guess the other one kind of just pulls back and lives to try another day. God forbid, but I don't know. I don't know. And again, these are reports from people on the ground. You take that for what it's worth. I myself, it's interesting that the mainstream media isn't even talking about it. And that this woman here, I don't know what her name is, this news reporter completely brushes it off like it's nothing. You know, there's something so stinky about this whole thing. None of this makes sense. None of it makes sense. And, you know, when it doesn't make sense, it's usually because there's people in the background that are well connected and high up that are pulling the strings. And it's not supposed to make sense to us because we're the end user. Let me say that in supply chain terms. We're the end people who just see what happens at the end. They just wanted us to see a body on the ground. They don't want us to understand how everything happens, right? I don't know, man. Answers are coming. Trust me. It's been what? 7 days? 7 days? And people are already getting all this information? Answers are coming. And here's the thing. This is what's really going to get me. Is that I think Trump's going to take office. He's going to know what was done to him. The people whoever did this is obviously going to need to be charged. And they're going to be like, I can't believe he's only saying these people did it so he could be a dictator and lock them up and blah, 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 blah. I could already see that happening. But the answers are coming, guys. Slowly. I'll bring you more updates as time goes on. Oh, look at this. A little impromptu. Little clip here. Okay, so what are we seeing here? 130-yard effective range. AR-15 with iron sights. So Trump is here. Let me see if I can get So Trump is here. Casualties there. Casualty there. Sniper on a sloped roof. How about that? That right there makes Kim's story not even check out. So now they're saying there's another sniper there. So 2 snipers. Okay. And then they're saying that this is the kid. And he's taking a shot at Trump. He's hitting a casualty there, hitting a casualty there. Now, what are they saying in terms of a second person? Okay. I got to make this smaller. How can I make this smaller for you guys? Make this smaller. Look. So this is what they're saying in regards to a second shooter. Let's make this real small. Sorry if it's too small to see, but so they're saying this would be the kid here taking shots like that. And then they're suggesting that somebody, I don't know, I don't understand how they're suggesting that the other person is right there. I believe this is a water tower. So if he's 150 yards away, this person seems like they're 300 yards away. This is professional territory. It is not easy to hit somebody from 300 yards away. 150, it's a little easier. You know, very straightforward. 300, you got to start thinking about some things, some wind, there's a lot that goes into that. So that's interesting. That's what they're bringing up. Again, this is not solidified. I don't know if this is actually true. These are the theories that are popping up, and I'm sure there's going to be more as time goes on, but I just wanted to show you guys that really quickly as I was just flipping through. Anyways, guys, we're almost at 20 minutes here. Like, subscribe, turn on the notifications. It helps the channel tremendously. And other than that, I'm out.